welcome to my channel. My name is Chinyere. How's everybody doing? Welcome to my channel if you're on my channel for the first time. I posted on my Instagram stories and I asked people to invade my privacy, so basically ask me any questions that you want me to answer. However, I did not tell you anywhere, I did not sign form that I will answer all of them. Some questions I got, I'm just like, even if we say invade my privacy, sometimes just have mercy, you know, just have a little bit of mercy and ask us questions that you know will not be too embarrassing to answer. But then let's just dive into these questions. I got quite a few and I feel I might be able to answer all of them in this video without the video being too long. So the first question is, was your husband the first man you ever had sexual relations with? No. Thank you very much. I don't think I need to dive deep into explanations. I think I can just give you straight answers. Someone said, any secret ingredient for food? Love you. I actually don't have any secret ingredient for food. Personally, I love a lot of onions and I think that's just it really. I don't have any particular ingredients. Yeah. Another one says, has exercising improved your sex life in any way? Personally, I haven't in any way noticed it. So this person said, would you like to relocate to the abroad with your family if you had the opportunity? Definitely. It's something that we are looking into. My husband is still on the fence about it, but it's something I've always wanted as a single woman, and even now that I'm married. Please don't come to my comments and tell me life is not easy in the abroad, because one time I posted about it, someone came and then said life is not easy abroad, don't be carried away by what you see. I'm sorry, I work hard here in Nigeria. We work hard here in Nigeria, so it's not like we feel that when we go abroad we're going to find money on the streets or something. Nigerians work hard, I work hard, my husband works hard, so I don't think there's any country I would go to that I will not find a way around it. I'm going there because I want to improve my life and the lives of my children, and I want a country that works and a country that is interested in its citizens and interested in its residents. So that's just basically it. Another question says, would you do surgery if you have the money? If I have the money tomorrow, I'm flying out immediately. Honestly, I definitely want to get surgery done on my tummy. I think my tummy is just my problem area. I can deal with my thighs, maybe my arms, so maybe arms and tummy, but if I could pick one, definitely my tummy. So yes, if I had the money, I would definitely get surgery done, and I must have the money in this life, so you definitely know that it must happen. How is intimacy with hubby after years of marriage? Does it get better with time or boring? Intimacy would only get boring if the two of you are really not into the marriage. If you are dedicated, if you are ready to make your marriage work, marriage is a part of your life. If you're married, then marriage is a part of your life. So I feel like if you are a couple that wants it to work, then your intimacy should actually get better. With us, it's definitely way better, because over the course of our marriage, I've become a lot more open. I've always been someone that is all about communication, always. My husband, not so much, but I think over the years I've gotten him to understand that we need to communicate these things, because sometimes we just have fights over stupid things that you realize you never communicated about, you guys never talked about these things, and so you just have fights that can be avoidable. So over the years I've become a lot more open about a lot of things. Or if it's a marriage where the two people involved are willing to make it work, it definitely will get better with time. You see, these are part of questions I said I did not tell people that we answer. How much weight have you lost since you started exercise? I've lost 10 kg so far, and I think it's slow. And I think it has a lot to do with me as well. But so far, 10 kg. I'm like falling. It's like 10-9. You know, sometimes my weight just goes up by like 1 kg, so it's like between 10 to 9 kg. And if you look at it, I've been working out since like February, so I feel I should have lost more. Maybe I'm not as serious, or I guess I'm just really taking it gently and slowly, and I'm not giving myself a set date. So that might also be one of the reasons why it's a bit slow for me. This question said, worst thing Grace has ever done that annoyed you? Grace is actually very annoying these days. She's 8, she's going to be 9, so she's very expressive. Sometimes I like to say she's ungrateful, because sometimes she asks for things that I cannot provide, and sometimes I feel like she's not grateful for the little things that she gets, and it's definitely something that I'm trying to talk to her about, trying to get her to learn, trying to get her to understand that not a lot of children are as fortunate as she is. So I can't really point out one thing in particular. You have a beautiful family. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. This is one of the men that I know that watches my channel, watches my videos very consistently. Someone said, how tall are you? I think I'm about 5, I'm either 5'8" or 5'10", I'm not sure. Someone said, do you sometimes wish you had a boy child? Does it make you feel bad? No, I've never felt bad about not having a boy child. From when before I got married, I'd always said I wanted to have 2 girls, 2 boys. When you get older, you realize that all those things you said before might not come to pass. But feeling bad about not having a boy child, really, it's not my making, it's not my doing. I've never gotten pregnant with planning. So like, oh, I tried to plan the sex. So whatever comes, I've taken it. And you guys know, I've already mentioned it, I don't plan on having any more children. Maybe a few times, sometimes I'm like, oh, you know, I just see maybe a scene with like a son and a father. And then I'm like, oh, you know, I don't know how a boy will fit into our family, and if, you know, the dynamics of things will change. But not for once have I ever felt bad about not having a boy child. That's not me, cannot be me, can never be me. Someone said, how do you ignite the sex after 3 kids? I'm telling you, it's not the easiest. I think, like I've always said, and like everybody would say, you have to be very intentional about what you want. You guys know that you want to get down and dirty. Work less, okay? Work less. You must not do every blessed thing. Try to keep some things for tomorrow. You know, put the kids in bed early, watch some movies before he gets back. So, you know, it's just a very intentional thing. And then I think, you know, having date nights, having the children away once in a while, you know, it's just really intentionality. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy, especially when you have children and you don't have like a full house of workers, you know, going back and forth, or you don't have a nanny for each child. It is very, very, very difficult. When children get older, where they are more independent, you know, they can take care of themselves, bath themselves, feed themselves, cook, then things would definitely get a lot easier. But you know, at this stage where they are still all small, it can be a huge task. It's actually a huge task. So this next one says, hi Yummy Mom, why have I been seeing less of Grace and more of Ella and Asa on your stories? A few people have mentioned this. Even during the vlog, when I post vlogs, people just make statements about why they are not seeing Grace and they're seeing more of Asa and Ella, and it just makes me feel like you guys think I am practicing favoritism or something. You won't find her hanging out around me as much. Grace is practically on her own. She's either reading, coloring, watching TV, or on her phone or something. So when people make these statements, it really pisses me off, to be honest. I haven't addressed it before, but I get a lot of comments on the vlog about, oh, why are we seeing just Asa and Ella? Those two are small. They practically move together. I just sent them out of my room now. So they are really small. One person is 4, the other person is 3. Grace is 9 years old, the whole 9-year-old. So why do you expect to see her around me all the time? It doesn't happen like that. Grace is an independent grown child, okay? She does her thing and I do my thing. Once in a while, she comes to my room to ask for something. Not like she even comes to hang out with me. She just comes to my room to ask for something and then she's gone, and then that's it. Someone said, do you see yourself getting a 9-to-5 in the future? I pray that I don't have to get a 9-to-5 in the future, but never say never at the end of the day, because I'm a homemaker to the core. I like to be home. I like to be very present, and working a 9-to-5, I don't think it will give me as much flexibility as I would want. Would you like to be pregnant again? Maybe try your luck for a son. No, I've told people countless times, this pregnancy that they're sharing on YouTube, that Nigerian YouTubers are sharing, please don't bring it to my side. No, I don't ever want to be pregnant again. I don't want to try my luck for a son. In this life, you must not have everything. You cannot even have everything. A son is just a boy. I have 3 girls. 3. Like, to be honest, I don't know what my husband's opinion on this is. I know he's on the fence. He's like, okay, I won't mind us trying, but then if you say you're done, then okay, that's fine. I think at the back of his mind, he thinks there's a chance of us trying again a few years from now. But personally, personally, right now, with where I stand, I'm not interested in getting pregnant again. And I've never been desperate to have a son. The only reason why I felt I might have a boy was because I had gone through surgery. I had lost one of my tubes. I was not using any contraceptives or anything, and I didn't get pregnant on time. So I just felt like, okay, maybe this could have happened on those very high fertile days, because with one tube you just have a 50% chance. So I just thought, okay, let's see, it could be a boy. But then that's the only reason why I've ever said, oh, I thought it was a boy, but then when I had a baby I now found that it was a girl. This question says, how do you and Mr. Aban get down when the girls are around and the country is strong? My country has never been so strong like that too. But then if the girls are around and we have like free time, I just lock my door and tell them to not disturb me. The girls know me. I'm in my room most of the time because I like to just have my me time, have my peace, meditate, you know, journal, do all of that. So it's not something new to them. So I just lock my door and then, you know, the deed can be done. Someone said, I just love you. Thank you. Love you too. Someone said, I need most of your outfits to be cool. Many of the clothes I wear, you guys know that I work with Shein. And right now, Shein is not even shipping to Nigeria. If you're one of the people that want to buy stuff from Shein, I was talking to them some weeks ago and they told me Nigeria is one of the countries that they don't deliver to right now because of the pandemic. So I don't know if that's going to change very soon, but then yeah. This person said, what was your starting weight and what is your current weight? I started at 120 and I'm currently between 110 and 111. So it goes like 110, 111, 110, 111, that kind of thing. When are you giving us another baby? Never. I hope never. Never. If I have another baby, I open GoFundMe, and that GoFundMe is going to be open until that baby gets to the age where they start working and earning salary. So you will just have to be steady pumping that GoFundMe. So, and I'm sure you won't want to do that. No baby for you. Have you had the birds and the bees talk with Grace? Yes, on a very surface level actually. And let me even show you guys a book I got recently. I just started following this lady last week or so. So when I went on her page, I realized that she's a medical doctor, and then she had a book called I'm a Lady Now, Your Passbook to Womanhood. So I bought the book. Her name is Dr. Kwayemi Adeyemi. I'll try and look for her handle and put it on the screen. But I bought this book from her. So the book just talks about, you know, how their bodies change, talks about periods, breasts, body change, and everything. She sent me her book. She just wrote this book. This one is called Sex Education Made Easy, a manual to help parents teach sex education with confidence. I don't think my mother ever really talked to me about sex. I wasn't well informed, because if I was, I think I should remember, but I wasn't well informed. I think we just had like the surface things, so I never got enough details about all of that, and I don't want to make that mistake with my own children. Someone said, you're very inspiring. I wish you and your family the very best. Thank you so much, girl. What's your biggest fear in your personal life, not regarding kids or family? Not having financial freedom, not being able to afford the things I want to be able to afford. But then it still boils down to not being able to take care of my family, not being able to take care of my children. But yeah, another personal fear, one of my biggest fears has to also be getting sick. Like when any little thing starts happening to me, because life has just taught me that it can be anybody. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, what your history is like. If your family members have never been sick, it can be anybody. So one of my biggest fears has to be getting sick. Like, I'm not talking about regular sickness, but you know, all these like terminal illnesses, that has to be a major fear. I think when you don't have family and you think of stuff like that, you're thinking of, oh, myself, you know, myself. And I feel personally, if it was like that, it won't feel as scary as it is when you have family or when you have children, because you're just thinking, I want to be alive, I want to be available to be able to take care of my family, I want to be alive to be able to take care of my children, or get them to a point where they can take care of themselves. That's one of my biggest fears. One of my biggest fears I can remember right now. So I say, what does your husband call you and what do you call him? We both call ourselves darling. We are dry like that. We both call ourselves darling and darling. What's your guilty pleasure? I don't know. I would say maybe right now my guilty pleasure has to be just pressing my phone. I can press my phone all day long. Like, there's always something to do on my phone, and sometimes it distracts me. So when I have work to do, I find that I've sat in one spot for so long on my phone. It's like I'll just say, okay, I'm giving myself 10 minutes, and then 10 minutes goes on to 1 hour, and before you know, 1 hour 30 minutes, before you know, 2 hours, I'm in the same spot on my phone. So I think that would be my guilty pleasure. There's so much. Your phone is like, it's almost like you have your life in your hands. If you work from home, you work on the internet, it's like you have your life and your earnings and everything in your hands. So there's so much to do. What's inside the box and where did you get them from? That has to be the box I posted on the day I asked you guys to send me these questions. What was inside the box? Actually, you will find out in the next vlog. I have a vlog that will come up after this video. You will know what was in the box. And another video is not something I can mention because they're going to show up in 2 upcoming videos, so I cannot tell you, sorry. Have you ever tried BDSM? So if you don't know what BDSM is like role playing that has to do with like bondage and you know, dominance, like the ones where they use like cuffs, handcuffs and whips and all of that. So never tried it. It's not something that I wouldn't even be interested in it. We already have enough of submission issues in our ears. Someone says, how do you really keep it all together? Organization and planning. That has to be the only answer to this question when people ask me. Organization, planning, is like the root. This is like the root of everything. But then again, I will also mention making sure that I have time for myself, and I cannot have time for myself if I don't organize and I don't plan well. So organization and planning is just key. That is something, you guys know, that's something I'm very good at. So that has to be how I'm able to just keep everything going, keep everything running. Tips on money management. My sister, me myself, I need tips. So I really need tips because I don't know why you think I'm good with money management. I don't sabi manage money. But one thing that I do is I lock my money a lot. When I have money that comes in, I just take out a chunk of that money and then I safe lock the money and I safe lock it. So like right now I'm doing like end of the year, so I just safe lock money to end of the year. If I have like a program coming up or something coming up that I'm supposed to spend money, I open a safe lock account for it and I just push money into it so that, you know, before the time comes I can withdraw the money. So that's what I do. But then money management tips, check like pages like Money Africa on Instagram, they share stuff like that. Tips on meeting new people after a breakup. I won't take no. If you don't go out, you cannot meet people. If you don't go out, you cannot meet people. That's it. What will you do if one of your girls comes out as gay? What are your honest opinions about LGBTQ? I feel this is a very, of course, we know it's a very controversial topic. And the last time I did a video with my sister, I wasn't able to talk in depth about it. And someone even mentioned that I was just nodding my head all through. That was because I was eating. If we weren't eating, I probably would have dissected it, you know, better. But because we were eating, I was just eating and, you know, I was just listening to her opinion and nodding my head and just enjoying my food. But then I feel like when you ask questions like this to parents, people want to know, would you reject your child? Because that's basically what people want to know when they ask you this question. Would you reject your child or would you accept your child? It's not going to make me reject my child. So if that, I hope that answers the question. Definitely is not something that will make me reject my child. Like I said, it's a controversial topic. It's something that when you say, people will come with their own. So I'm not even ready. Last week, some stupid lady came into my DM and was just chatting shit. She didn't even try to throw her opinion on the table or tell me, oh, this is what I think. She went ahead to call me names and all of that because I posted a channel of someone that I watch that is gay here, that lives in Nigeria and is gay, openly gay. And she came into my DM and was saying stuff like she looked up to me. I think people make a huge mistake when you see people come out and, you know, have channels or have blogs. Somehow people hold them in such high regard that they feel they can't make mistakes. You feel that these people are not, I don't know what people think they are. Like, people feel that once you come out, you make your life public, it means you know so much, it means that the decisions you make will always be right. I'm also going through a journey myself, and I can say one thing today and tomorrow come out and say, okay, I don't stand for this any longer. Right now, I feel that people treat LGBTQ, in the LGBTQ community as if they are not human beings. They are human beings that deserve everything that you deserve. If you deserve to get a job, they deserve it. If you deserve to live, if you deserve to walk on the streets of Lagos like a human being and not be harassed, they deserve the same thing. I'm all for love and all for everybody is equal, and I don't think that makes them any different. But like I said, it's a topic that's, you know, is very controversial. Everybody has their opinions, and that's fine. The being married and having 3 kids change your relationship with your hobby. Definitely, you don't have as much time as you used to, and of course, before getting married, you guys have enough time for each other. But then, you know, with 3 children, it's a lot of work. Has it changed our relationship? Definitely. Things are not the same, so now it requires a lot more work than it would have if we did not have 3 children. So before, it's like things kind of flow easier, but now you have to sit down and strategize, like, how do we want to do this thing? How often do we want to have date nights? How often do we want the children to be away from the house? How often do we want to have sex? You know, that kind of thing. So you need to strategize now just to make things work. So it definitely has changed a lot of things. Please, how do you handle extended family conflict without being rude? I've never had any extended family conflict before. If you don't know, some people will know, but if you don't know, my husband is an only child. So when it comes to sibling issues, I don't experience all of that. He has cousins, and I've never had any problems with any of them. We don't even say that often, but then I've never had any problems with them. His mom, I have definitely had like a few misunderstandings with her. It might be a completely different dynamics for a lot of other people, but for me, I think the farther away or the less often you guys see, the less, you know, problems you have. How did you learn to edit videos? I learned by practice, because when I started editing, I started using Windows Movie Maker. If you watch one, I have a very old video. I don't know if it's still on my channel, but I did a video where I entered a Jumia competition, and I was supposed to edit that video, and that video was crap. I didn't edit it, I just put it on I put it in Windows Movie Maker, and then I fast forwarded the video throughout. It was like a makeup video where I did like a smoky eye or something. I fast forwarded it, like even the times I got up to take something, it was not fast forwarded all through. So I learned by constant practice. So you cannot learn how to edit videos if you don't practice. Someone says, my best YouTuber, always looking forward to your new videos. You are just too real. I just love your vibes. Thank you so much. Someone says, how has your sex life as a married woman always been great? If I'm getting older and my sex life is not getting better, then there's a problem. Do you masturbate? No, I don't masturbate. Someone says, what do you do when no one is watching? So when no one is watching, I talk to myself a lot. I don't know, I find it therapeutic. Most times it's just something I've had on my mind. If anything is weighing me down, I just talk to myself. I don't know how to explain it. It feels like I am my own therapist. Sometimes when something is weighing heavily on my chest, I feel like it's weighing me down. It's making me feel really heavy. So I just like to voice it out. And the truth is that while I'm saying those things, or while I'm talking about that problem or that issue, I'm coming up with solutions. So it's kind of like I'm talking to myself. And I'm also the therapist. I don't know, it may sound crazy. I don't know if anybody does this, but that's what I do. I just find it really, really relieving when I speak out and say the things, the problems that I have. I just say them out loud. So if you walk into my room when I'm alone, you might find me talking to myself. And that's why most times when I'm in my room, I like to lock my door, because I don't want someone to just come in and they find me like in full conversation with myself. So do you have a dream country you would like to visit, and why? I definitely want to go to Europe. I think if I had to choose, then I would choose to go to a country that has a lot of mountains. Iceland, Norway, Sweden, Germany. Do you sometimes feel like married life and having children is too much? Yes, I sometimes feel that married life and having children is a little too much. When it comes to married life, the person you're married to will determine that a lot. There's some people that you'll be married to, you'll just be like, who sent me this marriage? Who sent me this kind of thing? You know, people that would just want to tie you down. They don't want you to be flexible. They don't want you to move. Almost like they don't want you to grow. If you're in a marriage with that kind of person, marriage will seem like it's a bit too much. But when you're married to someone who wants to watch you grow, someone who is willing to let you fly, I don't think you're gonna have a problem. When it comes to children, I think having children is a little bit too much. It's way more than we were told. It's a lot more than we even expected. It's a lot more than a lot of people know. Some people just say, oh, I want to have children, and I'm just looking at them like, okay, sister, enjoy yourself. When you get there, you will know. But that's why I said we always need a balance. You need to also, in the midst of all of that, make sure that you're finding yourself, make sure that you are doing things that make you happy, make sure you're finding joy in other places, make sure that you're finding joy in other people as well. Make sure that you have a strong support system. You know, you have family, you have friends, you have, you know, relations apart from your husband and your children, because I think it can be just a little bit too much when you are surrounded by the same people and you don't get to, you know, have beautiful experiences from other people, you know, like family, friends, and all of that. So colleagues, you know, so find joy in other places and find joy in other people. So that's the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for sending your questions, and I hope this video is not too long. I don't know if I hope it's not going to get to 30 minutes, but thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and also tap on that bell icon so that when I post a video, you're gonna get it on your phone. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.